Better.
Will you be able to go Sunday?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Coach said it was unrelated to the previous injury. Just how nervous did that make you when it happened?
I was very, but after the game and these past couple of days, feeling a lot better.
Is there a difference for you in Case as a quarterback or Baker? Do they throw the ball differently, or what kind of adjustments do you have to make?
I mean, none. I'm a pass catcher, so no matter who's throwing the ball, it's my job to catch it.
Jarvis, what has Baker shown you throughout these past couple of weeks where he's been obviously trying to get out there, didn't work out? And what was it like having him out there yesterday?
Yeah, he's been fighting. He's been fighting to get back, trying to do everything possible, literally, to get back. And it's good to see him back out here on the practice field, moving around, throwing balls around, and still taking it day by day. Obviously, it's still an ongoing process, and getting him feeling better, getting a lot of us feeling better. So, but he's handling it the right way, like a pro.
Most guys would take a couple of weeks off to let an injury like that settle down, or at least begin to heal. Just what's it mean that he's willing to put himself on the line and take that risk to try and play?
Yeah, I think naturally, again, like I spoke before, we all have injuries that we go through and have to play through. When the season starts, nobody's actually ever still 100%. So, but again, like I said, he's handling it like a pro, and then obviously, he's not putting himself selfishly in front of the team. I think he's, like I said, going day by day, seeing the things that he can do. Coming out here on the practice field, doing the things in the training room to be able to see if he can really give it a go and just go from there.
How do you think you looked this time?
I wasn't out here, so.
You had enough of it.
Yeah.
So, Jarvis, is there a silver lining in injuries in that it can galvanize a team because guys that might not have been playing get to play, and then suddenly you've got more depth than you would have had?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take everybody. I know Coach Stefanski probably says that a bunch, but, that's just the reality of it. And, again, in this sport, you have injuries. You have guys that are hurt, and if you can play, you play, and if you can't, you can't. And then somebody else has to step up.
Seems like you guys have an inordinate amount right now, and I know there's injuries across the league. Do you have any theories as to why maybe we're seeing either more soft tissue, or is it just kind of a bad luck thing?
Yeah, I don't know. It's the game, really.
Is there a significant drop-off with Keenum in the game and the way you guys run your offense?
I don't think so. I think we kind of did all of the things that we would like to do in any game against Denver. This is you referencing, right? Of course, right. Case of somebody who has played in big-time games, same offense, really similar offense. So.
Like the field is shorter, though, because the pass route's shorter, maybe?
Like what? Like
the difference in the arm strength, for one, can you stretch the field as well?
Yeah, Case can sling it. I don't think that just was a priority for us. This past game.
So if you have to, you think you could?
Of course.
Jarvis, 4-3 and kind of fighting through all these injuries and a little bit uncertainty still at quarterback. Do you feel like this team is still positioned where it needs to be for where you guys want to go?
Yeah, damn sure. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I think we still have everything right here in front of us. Big division game this week that is important for us. Obviously, our division is playing really well. So this is a must-win, feels like,
The fact that the Bengals are already 2-0 in the division, does that put even more urgency on this first division game for you?
Yeah, I mean, all division games, really, and it's always been that mindset. But obviously, again, this division has kind of been, carried by the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think for the first time in a long time, as I can remember, it's pretty even, So for us, again, division games is always important, but it makes it that much more important.
On that, Jarvis, you guys beating the Steelers twice at the end like you did last year. Does that really, now maybe it really is a rivalry? Because before the Steelers would just really dominate. But now do you think there's more spice to this?
I think naturally, whether it was for the Browns and maybe not so much as the Steelers of how they seen it as a rivalry, but I feel like that's always something that's just naturally been here since I've gotten here. I think all division games are pretty intense and at another level are a rivalry game, and we don't look at it any different.
Jarvis, the 2 years, last year and your first year here, when you guys got really good on offense, specifically the pass offense, it happened in the back half of the year. What, besides just reps, what goes into that?
Time. A lot of time, a lot of chemistry, a lot of figuring out who we were throughout the year, a lot of mistakes, and learning from those mistakes. I think those are things that kind of helped us toward the back end.
Jarvis, going back to the division games, is it weird to be this late into the season and not have one until week 8? Do you prefer that, or would you rather get one in earlier in the year?
Yeah, I actually prefer that. I think every time we've played a division game early, it hasn't fared well for us. So, so hopefully, the odds are a little bit different this time.
Well, Joe Hayden's been around a long time. Just how good is he playing?
Tremendous respect for Joe. He continues to be one of the smartest defenders on the field. He continues to always finds himself around the ball, making plays on the ball, and challenging guys. So, I don't expect nothing less from him.
I forget who said it recently, but somebody said you guys are sort of built for the North, the toughness and everything. Do you get a sense that you guys are ready for that, to crank that up now?
Yeah, that's how we play. I think that's something that you establish, in this division, that you're going to have to be physical. There's a lot of physical teams in this division, and that has to be part of your identity.
Hey Jarvis, I think everybody feels a little bit inspired by what Ealys has been able to do in his journey. What's your takeaway from his accomplishments and what he has been able to do?
Man, I'm not surprised that he had the performance that he had, but also, he's a guy that, naturally don't get a lot of opportunities because, we kind of have 2 really great backs, 2 backs that be starting on any other team, that rotates here. So to have him always have the mindset of just staying ready is something that I've seen him, have throughout this whole entire time that he's been here. He's been able to step up for us. The Dallas game, I think the Chubb went down. And he came in, I think he rushed for over 100 yards that game, and he only played a half of football, you know what I mean? So for him to get his first start and his story, his journey is something that is inspiring to a lot of people, that watch this game, and it makes you love this game. That's like part of what this game is about,
You came from the Dolphins, and now that you've been in this division a while, do these Pittsburgh games in particular have their own characteristic in your mind that's different from a typical game?
Yeah, I think even when I was in Miami, you always kind of looked at Pittsburgh. Like I said, they kind of carried the division and, I guess football in a sense. They were kind of going to be a playoff team every year, So I think even, back then, as long as I can remember it, that was always a game to kind of, I don't want to say measure where you are, but like one of the teams that you knew were going to be in the playoffs, and you wanted to win those games. You wanted to play tough against those teams. You want to win those matchups, and I think, that doesn't differ now that I'm here in Cleveland.
Jarvis, to follow up on that a little bit, you always play the same way, but are some games really more physical than others?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot dictates with play calling, and on both sides. But sometimes some games are more physical. Yeah.
Jarvis, when you talk about that physical part of it, I think one of the hallmarks of this team so far has been like whether you're a receiver or a tight end, even if the ball's not coming your way, doing work in the run game, all of that stuff. Where does that attitude kind of come from for these, especially like the tight ends? They're not getting a ton of targets, but they're working in the run game. Where's that attitude come from?
We're a team. We embrace who we are. We got really talented guys in our backfield that can touch the ball and do special things with it. So, if we're doing our job that allows them to do their job at a high level, I think ultimately if the goal is to win the game, you do whatever it takes. And we got a lot of guys in this building with that type of mindset.
That new knee injury, do you think it's a result of, coming back from the MCL, or do you think it would have happened either way?
It's something that stemmed from the MCL.
Okay, and then just last thing, when you look at your stat line the other day, at wasn't like, you know, one of your more productive games, but it felt like there was something there in terms of just energy.
Mhm.
Did you feel the guys fed off you?
Yeah.
Did you feel that in the moment?
Yeah, and that's something that I wanted to intentionally bring. I think, and I spoke after the game. I kind of said something similar about, you know, Kevin and the first 15 and how, you know, I think I touched the ball 4 times on the first drive, 3 times on the first drive. So like, that was something that was important, you know, and for me and where I was physically, and I think for the energy level of the team and the stadium and things like that.